Hi, this is Heather Hoynes, and I am sharing my virtual library today. I enjoyed this project for many reasons. One, it is a great way to list all the books you own, but also to quickly reference books in a certain subject. As a teacher, I think that's really important to have your favorite books there that you could quickly reference to help a student out at any time. I love children's literature, so this was really fun for me. So we'll start with traditional literature, and that is Abby Yo-Yo. I love folk tales and I love folk music. Um, I think that's just part of something that I like that's handed down and it's traditional. So Abby Yo-Yo is one of my favorites. It's also very fun and it incorporates music, and it was one of my favorite things to do is to my children for my children, and I would definitely enjoy teaching that in class. Um, My other favorite thing that I never had noticed before was science fiction. And I think Robot Dreams was really excellent. It doesn't have words, but it is a very contemporary, actually, even though it was written in 2007. And by the way, The Giver is on my list of things to read this year. Interestingly enough, the Lorax is in science fiction. I thought that was pretty kind of interesting. Oh, okay, sorry. Poetry, my favorite all-time book is Math Curse. I read that in fourth grade every year to when my children are in fourth grade, and I always bring a little Hershey bar with a little fraction thing on it. What I love about poetry is everything. It's so creative, and it's a chance for children to express themselves in a new way. And the Math Curse is fabulous, and I love the way it brings in art and math. Those two are always synonymous, and I love that. The informational biography that I chose, although Who Would Win is one of my favorite series, and the Who Was series, Knucklehead is by far Jon Schittska's. Can you see a theme here? I enjoy his books, and Jerry Pelota. There's a little theme here in informational biography, but Knuckleheads is one of the funniest books ever. It is his tales as growing up, and one of my sons has like memorized half the stories, and he can tell all the jokes from there. The mother reminds me of me, just trying to get through, and it's fun. I think that it's a little bit. I love objective fun, so I think that's what I love about Jon Schittska. He's out of the box there. For historical fiction, I loved A Fine Dessert. I loved all of these. However, this is one of my favorites. I teach cooking after school, and I read this to my students, and we made Blackberry Fool. It is a fabulous dessert, and although it is somewhat controversial about slavery is something that we would never want to happen again, and it's a sad part of our history. So if we don't teach it, it will happen again. So I feel like even at a small, younger age level, this is a great book to remind children that men can go to the market and anything's possible, and we're only headed towards greatness in our future, and they need to be a part of that. So this book actually adds a lot to children's lives, in my opinion. And they can go home and make dessert, so that's even better. For graphic novels, I chose El Defo. My daughter has been reading this to me, and I love it because our uniqueness seems to be something that we want to degrade, but really it is something to be celebrated. So I enjoy El Defo very much, and as a mom who works very hard, I kind of feel like I'm a superhero sometimes, so I love that. Fantasy Tub People. I have read this several times to my own children. It is one of my favorite books because I love taking a bath, and my kids love taking a bath, and it's like a precursor to Toy Story, if you will. Super fantasy. Just also in this list is some of my other favorite books that I highly suggest to any child, and that is The Borrowers and The Chronicles of Narnia. Those are some of my favorites. The symbolism in every one of these stories in fantasy are always the creme de la creme. Diverse populations. I love Tar Beach. Oh my gosh, that's so amazing. It is about a child who is their beach is on the rooftop. And for a Southern California native, I think this is a fabulous thing because we forget how other people live. Actually, we probably don't even know if we don't get out of our own way. My other favorite here I just want to touch on is iDoko, and it teaches respect to elders, and that's one of my favorites. And of course, how to make an apple pie, and she travels the world to get special things. And then I'm very grateful for the sandwich shop and the name jar that I have learned this year. And I think the sandwich swap is one of my all-time favorites. It's definitely at the top of my wish list on Amazon. Contemporary realistic fiction. My husband is from Japan, and my mother-in-law definitely has 1 foot in Japan and 1 foot here in America. And Grandfather's Journey is exactly that. He really cannot decide. He absolutely loves that. My husband is the same, but sorry, I got a little distracted because I noticed that somebody's been putting Harry Potter on the top of my list there. I don't think that was me. Anyways, I'm going to have to talk to my children. The other contemporary realistic fiction that I love is The 100 Dresses. It's a lot about kindness. And again, I love The Relatives Came. That's one of my favorite books because there was all the people in the house and all the breathing, and one of my favorites. And this year, I was introduced in this class to The Smoky Night, which you can see over here. And it is one of my absolute favorite books because I remember that time. And I love books that speak kindness because we may not all do great things in the world, but if we're kind to one another on a daily basis, then peace begins with us, and we will definitely make a difference. So thank you for this opportunity. I can see this as being a beautiful way to share with students and also to reference for myself because sometimes we're only doing the new thing, and these classics are by far worth revisiting. So thank you for your time, and this is my virtual library by Heather.